Hello guys, welcome back to Life Like Igloo. I'm Igloo, the life that is of like, I think. I'm back for another video after I had a brief nap, so that's why there's a little gap. It was while I was napping. Now that I'm awake again, I am here to get to look at my face and my hair and my entity and my aura again, so good for you. Today I'm doing a little bit of a recording talking about my experience in Uganda. I've been here a little while now and it's very, very nice and I love it, and it's where I want to spend the rest of my life with my beloved wife, who is a native Ugandan. And yeah, so I feel like I can give my opinion a little bit of it. And today what I was going to talk about is the culture shocks of going really quickly, like very suddenly, going from London, UK, and being that pretty much where I resided for a lot of the time, just jumping from London, UK, immediately to Uganda, and moving somewhere with absolutely basically no prior experience. I've visited once before, to like visit family thing, but in terms of moving here and like resettling, just did all that. And so doing that very quickly comes with some culture shocks, as I'm sure you probably could guess. I'm going to say 4 or 5 culture shocks that affected me. So number one is, I'll just put it broadly, the difference in food. I have like food texture issues, if you catch my drift, and sometimes I struggle with new or very different foods. But thankfully we found some really good ones, but especially when we first started and we were still figuring things out, I didn't know what I liked, and you can't get the same stuff like quickly made here as you can in the UK. Like you can't just go and get a KFC. Well, technically there is actually KFC here around, but it's not very good. It's not great. Food is different. Like it's way more accessible to get the local foods like matoke, chapatis, chikomando, like all kinds of things. That's one thing you really have to get used to, because the local food is incredibly good. You just need to learn what you like. And I really have now. I love all of the local foods. And like I especially love chikomando, which is like chapatis torn up with beans, and I like having it with eggs as well. It's really nice. And I love Rolex. Rolex is the king of nice filling snacks. Oh yeah, and I'm really adapted now. That was number one. At the time, you have to figure out what you like to eat, because the food is very different. So number two, and this is one you'll get the moment you step off the plane into Uganda, is the air smells different. The content of the air compared to the UK, where it's it's raining and damp and windy the whole time. In Uganda, it's very dry and dusty, and you can immediately tell the difference in the air. And it smells really earthy, and I actually really love it. And when we got off the plane most recently, we were just like, this smells like home. I've missed it. But yeah, it can make you sneeze, it can make your eyes water, or give you a bit of allergies if you're not used to it. It took me a little while to get used to it. In fact, got quite a nasty ear infection at one point. I don't know if it was from that, but it's a possibility. But yeah, it can take sometimes your sinuses can take a little time to adapt, and even just like the difference in smell is quite it can be quite jarring, but it's nice. I love it. I really like it, especially when it rains. That smell just before it rains. It smells so like earthy and terracotta-y. It's very, very nice. Yeah, that's another culture shock, and it's funny how all of these turn positive after like getting used to it. So that's another one. So another culture shock is the difference in tea. As a UK citizen, I like my tea, and I like it a very specific way, and I like specific brands. I don't even like most brands in the UK, just certain ones like PG Tips, that sort of thing, or maybe Yorkshire Gold as well. Both of those are pretty good. But here, there is no PG Tips and there is no Yorkshire Gold. Even like the milk comes a little bit different. And yeah, so you have to totally reassess how you do tea, unless you bring a huge supply with you, which we actually did, but we just drank our way through it. So I've had to figure out a new tea, which now we have, but we had, when we were coming here, when we were still looking for proper tea, we had some really rubbish teas. In fact, I did a whole video reviewing various types of tea. Like there's one called Mukwano tea. Awful. It's basically just like dustpan sweepings put into a tea bag. It's awful. The one to get, I've found, to supplement PG Tips is Kericho Gold, and it's a Kenyan tea type, which is funny because we're in Uganda, and Uganda is the biggest tea producer. But yeah, it's actually a Kenyan type of tea. It's very good quality and nice and strong, just how I like it, like my men. That's another one. So you need to figure out your teas, and this will be handy for anyone who's actually thinking of coming to Uganda, to avoid all these shocks or get around them. So what's another one? Oh yeah, transport. Transport is very different. It's not like in London where you can just hop on a bus that is going somewhere and just hop off at your stop. You just beep the thing, or that's just like extremely streamlined. Here, transport is nowhere near as like personalized or not personalized. It's nowhere near as like streamlined, or like there's not that many public transport systems. So you usually have to get like an Uber or a boda boda, which is being on the back of a motorbike, or there's these taxis, which is just like minivans stuffed full of seats, and it's just a nightmare because there's just fitting a ridiculous number of people into a minivan and everyone's stuffed together, and like it's really, really unpleasant, and we just do not go within a mile of those. So we've had to adapt. We just use a boda boda, which is me and my wife on the back of a motorbike, or Uber, which is, it's not great because it's not like the Uber in the UK. They'll come with like smashed windows and like the lock's not working and no seat belts and covered in dust and stuff. But we've never seen an undented car come. So that's one thing you kind of got to adapt to. The transport is a little bit different, but we love riding the boda bodas. They're fun. And we want to get one of our own, in fact. That would be really nice, one day soon. What else? I think that's I'll maybe do one more thing. In the UK, as everyone knows, everyone wants a good bit of peace and quiet. Everyone is very shut in, and they're very territorial of their space and their environment, and if they're hearing loud music, they'll probably complain. Call the police for a noise complaint, or that sort of thing. It's not like that here. Personally speaking, I think it's just because music is in the soul of the people more, and you just can't stop, and I really like that. But basically, from somewhere or another, music is going to be playing all the time. Like it'll either be like, there's like a club up the road or something, or a neighbour, or it could be yourself. There's always music coming from somewhere. At night, there's not really such a thing as silence, because there's the chirpy insects, which you might even be able to hear right now. There's like competitive toads that are going like wah, 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 all night long. There's the music. There's also lots of more thunderstorms, so there's a lot more noise at night, which you just kind of have to get used to if you're used to a very quiet night's sleep. I don't have an issue with it personally. In fact, I quite like it. It makes you feel more spatially aware of the environment. But that's one thing that was quite different, because if you're used to thick walls and suppressing sound from London, then you might not be used to it. But yeah, that's probably the last thing. I would call them culture shocks, and they're very different. They're all something I had to adapt to, but now that I've spent some time here, I really like all of those things. They were all things that I just adapted to based on, practicality in the environment. That's what's there, and I really love it. I've embraced it, and it feels like it's part of me, and I want to be here forever. Honestly, it's really nice. So yeah, there's a happy ending for you. I really love this place, and if you want to come and visit here, those are things you might want to be prepared for. Even if you want to stock up with supplies. One thing, they don't have proper ketchup most of the time here. There's no ketchup here. I love ketchup, and I like it on so many things. The lack of ketchup is a big adaptation. But yeah. Anyway, that's it, guys. That's it for this video. If you liked me or enjoyed me, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. I'm very interactive. If you want to speak to me, I'll speak back. I'm good with that. We can have a chat. If you want to see a specific thing about a video, if you have questions, I can make a video answering that. I think that would be really cool. Yeah, and one other thing. This video is unofficially sponsored, which is cool. It's unofficially sponsored by Sticky Bunny Weird, the amazing music artist, Sticky Bunny Weird, and her new songs. She has 2 new singles out. One is called Gelatin. The other one, the newest one, is called Natural Shit. And they're both really good and so slick and smooth sounding, and she has such nice vocals. which is awesome. Listen to that. I prefer to do it on Spotify, but it's on all platforms. There's even, music videos and visualizers on YouTube. So that's what I would like you to go and check out if you're going to check out anything Sticky Bunny Weird. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Lots of love. See you later. Bye. 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 Bye.